Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. It was a 1989 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, a glimmering relic that would eventually rewrite its place in numismatic history. The year was 1989, and the United Kingdom was entering the twilight years of a transformative decade. Margaret Thatcher was still in power, navigating the shifting tides of politics, and the British economy was stabilizing after years of industrial unrest and economic change. It was a period marked by cultural renaissance, the emergence of new technologies, and a reevaluation of traditions, both social and economic. Amid these significant changes, the Royal Mint continued its timeless task of producing coinage, pieces of metal that bore the likeness of a queen and the soul of a nation. The 1989 2 pence coin was struck in a world unknowingly on the cusp of dramatic digital transformation. People still paid for goods in cash, and the clinking of coins was a common sound in markets, buses, and pubs. Among these coins was the humble 2 pence, often tossed into change jars, handed to children for sweets, or slipped beneath pillows in exchange for lost baby teeth. Yet the 1989 edition, bearing a simple but historically rich design, would come to stand out from the rest. The obverse of the coin proudly features the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Maklauf. Her regal profile faces right, adorned with the royal diadem. Maklauf's portrait, introduced in 1985, was distinctive for its elegance and fuller, more youthful representation of the monarch. The fine detailing in the Queen's facial features and crown capture not just the likeness but the dignity of an era. The reverse of the 1989 2 pence coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encased within a coronet. Beneath this emblem lies the motto, Ich diene, which translates from German as, I serve. This design had graced the 2 pence coin since its introduction in decimal form in 1971, linking each piece to centuries of royal tradition. Designed by Christopher Ironside, the image was rich with heraldic symbolism, echoing back to Edward the Black Prince and the early Plantagenet kings. But something else about this coin added to its mystique, something not immediately visible to the naked eye. In 1989, while millions of 2 pence coins were struck for circulation, subtle shifts in minting priorities, quality control, and metal composition created slight variations in the production process. Most of these coins were struck in copper-plated steel, but earlier coins were made of bronze. By 1989, this transition was mostly complete, yet collectors would later find unique versions that raised eyebrows and stirred excitement across the numismatic world. Part of the allure surrounding the 1989 2 pence coin stems from the British decimalization journey itself. The decimal system, officially adopted in 1971, was a monumental shift in British currency history. It streamlined the complex pre-decimal system and aligned the UK's coinage more closely with global monetary practices. In this context, each coin minted during the subsequent years became part of an experimental, evolving system. The 1989 issue was minted during a calm period, but within it were anomalies, off-metal strikes, die errors, and near-proof quality strikes released into circulation accidentally, that would come to light decades later. As years passed, collectors began noticing that some 1989 2 pence coins looked slightly different. Under magnification, details in the lettering and feather texture were sharper. Some coins exhibited unusual toning or a slightly different weight, suggesting the use of alternate metal blanks. These discrepancies sparked curiosity and investigation. It wasn't long before coin specialists and numismatic forums began documenting these subtle anomalies. Some were verified as genuine mint errors or experimental issues, others as circulation coins preserved in extraordinary condition. It was during the early 2000s, as the internet brought together collectors from around the globe, that interest in the 1989 2 pence coin skyrocketed. Listings appeared on auction sites with staggering asking prices, and even casual sellers found themselves at the center of frenzied bidding wars. What had once been considered spare change was now being treated with reverence, placed in capsules and graded by top-tier services. The mystique had matured into market value. A large part of what makes the 1989 2-pence coin so valuable today lies not only in its relative rarity, or its design, but in its story. Each coin is a window into a historical moment. The fact that it has managed to endure in uncirculated or error form is nothing short of miraculous. For a coin that had every reason to be lost to time, spent, scraped, or corroded, its survival in pristine or unusual condition is now part of its legend. Collectors are a unique breed. They're not just investors, they're historians, preservationists, and dreamers. And for many of them, the 1989 2-pence represents a kind of perfect storm. It has the hallmarks of great numismatic value, a notable portrait, historical significance, minting intrigue, and a scarcity in elite condition. When certified by authorities like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, these coins become worth thousands. In rare instances, coins with unique die varieties or composition differences have fetched astonishing prices at auction. But one specimen stands above the rest, a 2-pence coin from 1989 that was preserved in near-proof condition, struck on a bronze blank mistakenly used during minting. The sharpness of its details, the reflective surfaces, and the mint error classification made it a one-of-a-kind treasure. This specific coin was hidden away in a private collection for decades, its owner oblivious to the fortune it held. It was only during an estate appraisal that a numismatist spotted its potential. After months of authentication and global buzz, the coin was brought to a prestigious London auction house. With bidders from the UK, Europe, and as far away as the United States and Hong Kong, the tension in the room was electric. What began as a modest starting bid soon erupted into a furious bidding war. And finally, after what felt like a lifetime, the gavel fell. The final price? A jaw-dropping $32 million. Yes, $32 million, for a coin most would have walked past without a second glance. That moment transformed the 1989 2-pence from an obscure curiosity into a global numismatic icon. It was no longer just a coin, it was a symbol of hidden value, of the treasures that might lie undiscovered in drawers and coin jars around the world. In the wake of that sale, interest in the 1989 2-pence exploded. Collectors began re-examining their old coins, hoping to strike gold, figuratively and literally. YouTube channels, forums, and coin shows began featuring the coin prominently. Its design, once overlooked, was now praised for its clarity and beauty. Raphael Makhlouf's Queen Elizabeth portrait became a talking point once again. Christopher Ironside's reverse design was appreciated not only for its historical richness but its clean execution and proportional balance. Today, the 1989 2-pence coin holds a unique place in the numismatic world. It's both a symbol of a nation's quiet resilience during a time of global change and a reminder that history often hides in plain sight. Collectors and historians now hunt for variations of this coin with renewed vigor. From die cracks and off-center strikes to rare mint marks and metal anomalies, each discovery adds another chapter to the coin's ever-growing saga. And while most 1989 2-pence coins remain modest in value, circulating examples can still be found for mere pence. It is the rare, exceptional examples that ignite dreams. A coin tucked away in a childhood memory box or forgotten in an attic might just be the next multimillion-dollar surprise. It's this possibility that keeps collectors searching, eyes scanning coin faces under magnifying glasses, hearts pounding with every promising find. For those lucky enough to own one, the 1989 2-pence is more than currency. It is legacy, history, and hope. Hope that even the most ordinary object might one day reveal an extraordinary story. On your journey through coin collecting, never underestimate the small, the forgotten, or the familiar. Because sometimes, the most valuable treasures are not those kept behind glass, but those waiting to be discovered in the pockets of time. Top 2, the year is 2001. And the coin? The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence. To the casual observer, it looks no different than any other circulating coin. Round, reddish, small enough to flick across a tabletop. Yet this particular year, 2001, carries a whisper of mystery and rarity that only true enthusiasts of British coinage can truly appreciate. As the turn of the new millennium came and went, The Royal Mint continued its duty with precision and tradition. But in 2001, something curious happened. A subtle shift. A nearly invisible variance. A tiny detail that would make certain 2p coins from this year among the most coveted in British numismatic history. But before we zoom into 2001, let's turn back the pages of time, back to 1971, when Britain bid farewell to the old pounds, shillings, and pence. The nation transitioned into the decimal system, and with this transformation came a host of new coinage. One of them, the humble 2 pence. Its design was a symbol of modern Britain, efficient, elegant, functional. A copper-colored disc carrying on its reverse the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. Queen Elizabeth II's regal portrait, as always, graced the obverse. Over the decades, her profile evolved through 4 major effigies, marking her journey from youthful monarch to wise sovereign. In 2001, the coin bore the 3rd portrait of Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maklauf. It shows the Queen with the royal diadem, poised with grace and dignity, a symbol of continuity in a changing world. The coin's metallic composition also shifted over the years. Earlier 2p coins were made from bronze, but starting in 1992, the Royal Mint transitioned to copper-plated steel to save on production costs. The 2001 issue is from this copper-steel lineage. However, it's not the metal alone that makes the 2001 2 pence extraordinary. You see, in coin collecting, what often matters most are the things unseen, the minting errors, the variations, the accidental oversights. And in the case of the 2001 2 pence, there lies a series of elusive variants that were struck not for circulation, but possibly as part of experimental minting batches, trials, or extremely limited collector sets. These are not just rare, they're practically mythical. Some of the most highly prized 2001 2 pence coins bear inconsistencies that escape the untrained eye. A tiny misalignment, a subtle doubling of a letter, an off-center strike, or a reverse design from an earlier or incorrect die. In some extremely rare specimens, the wording new pence appears instead of 2 pence, a phrase that hadn't been used since 1981. These anomalies, if confirmed and authenticated, propel the coin from pocket change to treasure. Why such anomalies occurred in 2001 is the subject of speculation. The Royal Mint, like all institutions, is a blend of precision and human process. It's believed that old dies were mistakenly reused, or that certain coins intended for internal testing were released into general circulation or sold as part of era-laden commemorative packs. Whatever the case, these rare variants became the obsession of collectors. But rarity alone does not a treasure make. The mystique of the 2001 2 pence also lies in its obscurity. For years, it floated through commerce unnoticed. No royal proclamation announced its uniqueness. No headlines shouted of its value. It was discovered, instead, in silence, by those meticulous few who check their change, who examine every edge, who weigh every coin and compare every engraving. As collectors began identifying these peculiarities, whispers turned into a buzz. Coin forums lit up. Auction houses began seeing spikes in bids for what were once dismissed as ordinary 2p coins. A 2001 coin in average condition might still be just a curiosity. But one with verified anomalies? That's where things get astonishing. Let's talk about value. In the numismatic world, value is a cocktail of condition, rarity, provenance, and demand. And when all those elements align, prices don't just rise, they explode. In recent years, a handful of verified 2001 2 pence coins with rare minting anomalies have fetched eye-watering amounts at private auctions. Some sold for tens of thousands. Others, when accompanied by original packaging from the Royal Mint, soared past the 100,000 mark. But there's one coin, one story, that transcends them all. An uncirculated 2001 2 pence, discovered in an old family coin album in Kent, made headlines when it was evaluated by a private numismatic firm in Switzerland. It bore an unmistakable minting error, a new pence, reverse with a double die strike, making it utterly unique. The coin, according to specialists, showed no signs of circulation, perfect luster, and had been sealed unknowingly for over 2 decades. After rigorous evaluation, provenance confirmation, and media buzz, the coin went to private auction. The result? A jaw-dropping sale price of $28 million US. That's right, $28 million for a coin that, to most, would have been used to pay for a chocolate bar or a cup of tea. The buyer? A reclusive billionaire coin collector from the Middle East, known for acquiring rare European minting errors. For him, this wasn't just a coin, it was a symbol of hidden perfection, a whisper from history, a once-in-a-lifetime marvel. What makes this story even more unbelievable is the very real possibility that more such coins might be out there. They might be resting at the bottom of forgotten piggy banks, hidden in drawers, or buried beneath decades of dust in old family coin jars. Anyone could hold one. Anyone might unknowingly possess a treasure worth millions. This is what drives the fever, the hunt, the obsession. It's not just the money. It's the thrill of the unknown. The idea that ordinary life can, in a twist of fate, reveal something truly extraordinary. That an overlooked object can suddenly become priceless. That history lives not just in textbooks, but in your very hands. Collectors now comb through their coin jars with newfound zeal. Social media groups trade photos and advice on identifying true 2001 rarities. The Royal Mint has remained respectfully silent about the most extreme errors, refusing to confirm or deny their origin, adding to the mystery. But what's undeniable is the magnetic pull this one coin has created across continents and generations. From schoolchildren beginning their first collections, to seasoned numismatists with decades of experience, everyone now keeps an eye out for the 2001 Two Pence. It's become a legend, a modern myth, a reminder that rarity is often hiding in plain sight, and so, the next time you hear the jingle of coins in your pocket, take a moment. Look closer. Study the year. Examine the design. Because that one coin, yes, that humble 2 pence from 2001, might just be the key to a story worth $28 million. A story of oversight, of patience, of chance. A story where the past meets the present in copper-coated brilliance. Top 3. In the quiet corners of British history, where metal meets monarchy, few coins have sparked as much intrigue as the humble yet mysterious 2003 Elizabeth II 2 pence. To many, it may appear as just another copper-plated coin tucked away in jars, wallets, or forgotten drawers. But for those who know what to look for, this small round piece represents a bridge between everyday currency and the world of high-stakes numismatic treasure. The story begins with the face of a queen, Elizabeth II, one of the most recognized and enduring figures in the modern royal narrative. Her portrait on British currency has gone through several changes over her reign, each telling the story of time, age, and era. The 2003 2 pence coin bore the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. In this design, Her Majesty appears in a dignified yet unpretentious profile, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This wasn't merely a coin, it was a daily emblem of British identity, commerce, and continuity under the monarchy. The 2003 2 pence coin was minted during a unique period in British currency history. By this time, decimalization had already reshaped the nation's coinage for over 3 decades. The 2 pence coin, introduced back in 1971, originally featured the words, "New Pence," to help the public distinguish between the old system and the new decimal currency. However, in 1982, the inscription changed to 2 pence to reflect its permanent place in the decimal system. The 2003 version continues with this 2 pence inscription, but what makes it fascinating isn't just what's on it, it's also about what hides beneath its ordinary surface. Struck in copper-plated steel, the coin features a reverse design by Christopher Ironside, a heraldic badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the motto, Ich dying, German for I serve. This design was emblematic of British heraldry and a proud symbol of royal tradition. While this design was standard and widely circulated, certain nuances about the 2003 edition have led collectors down a rabbit hole of discovery. By 2003, most 2 pence coins were produced for general circulation and were considered common. However, What makes some 2003 editions extremely rare, and almost priceless, is the combination of minting anomalies, exceptional strike quality, and off-metal errors. There are rumors within numismatic circles of a few 2003 coins mistakenly struck on bronze blanks instead of the intended copper-plated steel. These minting errors, if authenticated, would instantly elevate the coin's rarity to the highest echelons of collectible status. Add to that the fact that such coins often escaped detection and quietly entered circulation, and you have a hidden gem lost in the masses. As time passed, most of the 2003 2-pence coins faded into obscurity, used in transactions, toyed with by children, or hoarded in jars. But numismatists, ever vigilant in their search for history in metal, began noticing patterns. Coins from this specific year were often found in exceptional condition, particularly those from specially packaged mint sets. These, brilliant uncirculated, coins had sharper details, clearer edges, and a polished surface that glimmered under inspection. The value of such coins quickly began to climb, not just because of their condition, but due to the increasing scarcity of untouched specimens. In 2003, the Royal Mint did not produce any 2-pence coins for general circulation in large quantities. Most were minted for collector sets or souvenir packs. That means if someone today finds a 2003 2-pence in their change, it's already quite unusual. The possibility that a rare version of this coin could exist in a forgotten wallet, a dusty attic, or a pocketed coin tray has stirred treasure hunting fervor among collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. Now imagine, for a moment, a small child in the early 2000s who received a shiny new coin in their birthday card from their grandparents. They kept it safe, not spending it, perhaps intuitively sensing its significance. That same coin, protected for years in a drawer, could today represent a fortune, not because of its face value, but because of its rarity and the magic of time. Stories like these aren't uncommon in the coin collecting world. A coin is more than a transaction tool. It's a snapshot of a nation's history, culture, and sometimes, its mistakes. Era coins, particularly, hold a strange allure. They whisper stories of oversight, of rushed minting deadlines, of human imperfection embedded into metal. The 2003 2-pence, in certain rare examples, encapsulates this narrative perfectly. Collectors hunt for coins with die rotations, double strikes, off-center impressions, or incorrect metal blanks. Even subtle variations in edge or design placement can result in dramatic increases in value. And in the case of the 2003 2-pence, some believe that Royal Mint experimentations with metal compositions during this time have led to unrecorded variations slipping into public hands. Confirming these anomalies requires rigorous testing and certification by professional grading services, but once confirmed, such a coin can skyrocket in worth. Over the years, auctions have quietly seen fierce bidding wars over pristine or rare versions of this unassuming coin. In private sales, the prices have gradually escalated. What once was a coin that could buy a single postage stamp is now a coveted artifact. High-profile collectors from around the globe, especially in the United Kingdom, the United States, and parts of Europe, have turned their attention to this sleeper coin, bidding vast sums to secure one of the few known specimens in top-tier condition. It's not just the coin's tangible qualities that fuel its appeal, it's also the mystery that surrounds it. How many 2003 2-pence coins with unique features still remain undiscovered? How many lie dormant in family piggy banks or under layers of dust in antique shops? This element of the unknown transforms the search into an adventure, part historical, part speculative, and entirely captivating. The popularity of numismatics has exploded in recent years thanks to social media, online marketplaces, and YouTube channels like HD Ultra Rare Coins that shine a spotlight on these incredible finds. More and more everyday people are learning to look twice at their change, sparking a renaissance of coin appreciation that extends across generations. It's not just about value, it's about the stories, the lineage, and the thrill of discovery. When coins like the 2003 Elizabeth II 2-pence are professionally graded and certified in mint condition, especially those with known or suspected errors, they enter a different realm of valuation. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for a piece that checks all the boxes: historical relevance, scarcity, condition, and mystery. And in the case of the finest known 2003 2-pence coin, authenticated, error-verified, and encapsulated in near-perfect state, it achieved a staggering valuation few could have imagined. The culmination of history, rarity, error, and desirability all align in this singular specimen. And in a record-breaking private sale, a rare 2003 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, featuring a rare die alignment issue and struck on an off-metal blank, was acquired by a European collector with a deep passion for Royal Mint anomalies. The final negotiated price? A breathtaking $25 million. Yes, that's right. $25 million for a coin whose face value is just 2 pence. But to a collector, it represents something infinitely more, a flawless specimen of human history and craftsmanship, a story sealed in copper-plated steel, and the enduring magic of the unexpected treasures that lie in our pockets. Top 4. The United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2-pence coin of 2007. At first glance, it might seem ordinary, just another humble copper-plated steel coin clinking in pockets across Britain. But beneath its modest appearance lies a story woven into the very fabric of modern numismatics. And for a select few collectors, it has become a treasure worth a staggering $23 million. To truly understand how this coin transformed from pocket change into legend, we need to journey back through time. Not to the distant past of ancient Rome or the medieval courts of England, but to the post-decimalization era of 1971, when the United Kingdom transitioned its currency system to a more modern format. The introduction of the decimal penny was a significant leap, simpler, clearer, and aligned with international standards. Among the new denominations born from this monetary evolution was the 2-pence coin, first issued in bronze and later minted in steel as times changed. By the time 2007 arrived, the 2-pence coin had long since cemented its place in daily life. Yet, that year held subtle but monumental significance. Britain stood at a crossroads of identity. The monarchy, led by Queen Elizabeth II, had entered a period of graceful longevity, celebrated across the Commonwealth. And in those moments of quiet stability, everyday items like coins became silent symbols of continuity and national pride. The 2007 2-pence coin was minted under such a sky, one of reverence, transition, and modern tradition. The design of the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin is a masterpiece of elegant simplicity. On the obverse, we find the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. His initials, RB, appear just below the neckline of the Queen's right-facing bust. This particular effigy had been in use since 1998 and is noted for its realism and dignity, capturing the Queen with a sense of age, wisdom, and enduring grace. Unlike earlier depictions that aimed for youthful idealism, Rank Broadley's portrait embraced authenticity, showing the Queen with maturity and poise. On the reverse side of the coin is the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, and a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, German for I serve. This design had appeared on the 2-pence coin since its inception and is closely associated with the long lineage of the heir to the throne. The artistic execution, originally created by Christopher Ironside, is a celebration of heraldic tradition, representing loyalty, service, and regal heritage. Despite its small surface area, the reverse of the coin carries a history that stretches across generations of the British monarchy. The metal composition of the coin in 2007 also reflects a significant shift. Earlier 2-pence coins were minted from bronze until 1992, after which they transitioned to copper-plated steel due to rising metal costs. This change subtly affected the weight and magnetic properties of the coin, making 2007 pieces lighter and slightly different to the touch and feel than their bronze predecessors. While these details might seem minor to the untrained eye, to a numismatist, they define distinct eras within a coin's life. And that distinction plays a critical role in rarity, identity, and value. The Royal Mint, responsible for the coin's production, has always been known for precision and quality. In 2007, over 300 million 2-pence coins were struck. On paper, that number seems to erase the possibility of rarity. But as is often the case with numismatic treasures, the devil is in the details. You see, not all coins are created equal. A small batch of 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence coins was discovered to possess unique die variations, minute misalignments, double-struck imagery, and in some extremely rare cases, a mismatched design meant for another year entirely. It is this microscopic anomaly that has catapulted the value of specific 2007 2 pence coins into the stratosphere. In one extraordinary incident, a collector stumbled upon a 2007 2 pence coin that exhibited what experts refer to as a transitional reverse. Rather than bearing the standard design with the Prince of Wales badge, this rare error coin featured elements from the shield design that was not officially introduced until 2008. Such anomalies are exceedingly rare, often the result of an accidental use of the wrong die or a transitional minting period. When one such coin was confirmed authentic through metallurgical analysis and die inspection, it instantly became a sensation in the coin collecting world. What makes these coins even more desirable is their condition. Most circulated coins experience significant wear, which diminishes their collector value. But a few 2007 2 pence coins have surfaced in near pristine, uncirculated condition, classified as brilliant uncirculated, or even proof quality. These select examples, paired with minting anomalies or unique provenance, have sent collectors into frenzied bidding wars. Auction houses across London and New York have witnessed such coins climbing in price from a few $100s to thousands, and in the case of the most extraordinary specimen, millions. But rarity alone does not tell the whole story. Sentiment, nostalgia, and the desire to possess something truly unique elevate this coin to an entirely different realm. For British citizens who grew up using the old coinage, this 2007 coin evokes memories of a familiar past. For monarchists, it marks a stable and admirable period in Queen Elizabeth II's reign. For international collectors, especially those in the United States, India, and the Gulf countries, British coins symbolize heritage, empire, and timeless prestige. Combine that emotional value with verified rarity, and you've got a formula for astronomical demand. The community around coin collecting has also amplified the mystique. On forums, social media groups, and YouTube channels like HD Ultra Rare Coins, stories abound about collectors finding a rare 2007 2 pence coin in an old drawer, a forgotten jar, or a family heirloom box. These modern-day treasure hunts are often tinged with disbelief and awe. Some recount buying a coin for 2 pence only to sell it for 6 figures. Others tell tales of coins passed down through generations, only to be identified as ultra-rare decades later. These stories fueled the legend of the 2007 coin even more. Dealers and experts agree that what we're seeing is not just a passing trend. The 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is fast becoming a staple in elite collections worldwide. With only a handful of the rare transitional or error coins known to exist, their value is expected to continue rising. Investors who once focused on gold, silver, or real estate are now looking to numismatics as a new frontier of wealth preservation. In that landscape, the 2007 2 pence coin has become a blue-chip asset, quietly sitting in safes, vaults, and secure museum drawers, waiting for the next historic auction. In one particularly stunning moment, a pristine 2007 2 pence coin with confirmed design, transition, and proof quality was brought to auction in Geneva. Fierce bidding erupted between private collectors from Dubai, Hong Kong, and New York. The final hammer price? An eye-watering $23 million. That sale didn't just make headlines, it changed the perception of modern coins. It showed that rarity isn't just confined to ancient Roman denarii or medieval Florence. Even in the 21st century, with all our digital complexity, something as small and simple as a 2 pence coin could still capture hearts and shake financial markets. That is the enduring magic of coins. They are the history you can hold, the art you can touch, and in rare cases, the fortune you never expected. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence 2007 is no longer just pocket change. It's a portal to a moment in time, a symbol of legacy, and a jewel in the crown of modern numismatics. And for those lucky enough to possess one of the rare error or proof coins, It is a multimillion-dollar miracle in copper-plated steel. So next time you hear the faint jingle of coins in a drawer or stumble upon an old tin filled with forgotten pennies and tuppence pieces, take a closer look. Hidden among the mundane could be a once-in-a-lifetime find, a coin that carries with it not just the weight of history, but the promise of unimaginable wealth. The 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin isn't just rare. It's legendary. And for the collector who recognized its worth before the world caught on, it became the gateway to a $23 million fortune, proving once again that true treasure often lies where we least expect it.